everybody, I'm Alex.
I'm Sean.
And welcome to Pop Events. Today we are talking about D23 2019. So we were there on Friday.
Yes.
Day one of D23. So it was a lot of fun and we learned a lot of things.
Yes.
They obviously made a lot of announcements, which you guys probably are familiar with. But if not, we're going to give you a rundown.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I think the main thing that Disney wanted you to walk away from D23 was Disney Plus. I mean, you couldn't go anywhere in that convention center.
They're really hitting you over the head with the Disney Plus thing.
Did you know Disney Plus was coming out? If you didn't know, by the time you left that convention center, you knew what it was called, you knew what date it was coming out.
All the
they made
things
sure
that are
you knew.
Yeah.
Exactly. That was their main focus was Disney Plus.
Yes.
And the fact that they're really pushing it hard.
Well, you got
super hard.
You got a nice deal on it.
Yeah,
so they were offering a very special bundle that you signed up for while you're at the convention.
Yes.
Tell them about the deal that you got.
So basically, it started off as an exclusive deal for anyone who went to D3. So basically, what you got for 3 years Disney Plus for $140.97.
What a deal!
So basically, you saved like $23 if you did per year, $33 if you did it monthly, something to that effect. You save a lot of money. Think of it this way: if you did it monthly, it's $6.99 a month, and if you did it yearly, it's $69 a month. So basically, you're getting 3 years for $140. You won. Mm-hmm. So that deal is exclusively for anyone who went to D3, but they are opening it up if you're a D23 Gold member between August 26th and September 2nd. So if you didn't go to D3 and you're a D23 member, you still be able to take advantage of that deal. Unfortunately, if you're not, you're going to have to sign up for the monthly or the yearly package whenever it becomes available at some point.
Yes.
We did learn some other things about Disney Plus, is that they are going to be releasing episodes weekly. They're not just going to throw them all out there.
Yeah. Which I like.
I like
to pace myself,
yeah.
When I'm binge watching a show, I'll do 2 episodes a night and then I like to save them.
Yeah.
So it'll be nice to kind of stretch it out. There's that anticipation factor. That's one of the things that made Game of Thrones so great. I feel like...
I'm just going to mention Game of Thrones because
the HBO model.
Yeah, because you want to be able to have the episode breathe a little bit,
sure,
have a chance to talk about it. Yeah, exactly. Whereas like when something comes out on Netflix or something like that, and I really rush to go watch it because I don't want anyone spoiling it for me.
Yeah.
So in this case, where it's one episode out a week, I can enjoy it.
Yeah.
I don't have to be like, oh my god, I gotta take time off to figure out when am I going to watch all 10 episodes or whatever, or like stay up late to do that.
Yeah.
So I like that idea. You can download episodes when they become available so that you can watch them offline, which is nice. You can use have up to 10 devices on your account. So I think they're doing it right.
So that's November 12th, right?
November 12th is when it begins.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the things that we're going to see on Disney Plus, the Disney streaming service. They're still releasing, as of shooting this right now, D23 is still going on.
Yes.
So there's still a lot of things that they're talking about at the convention right now. But what we learned, Sean was at the Disney Plus announcement panel.
Yeah.
I was walking around doing other things, like buying pins. As you can see, I'm a Disney pin collector, if you have not noticed.
Yes, yeah.
So let's talk about what it is that you saw.
So basically, like, a lot of the D20 Disney Plus had their own panel. So a lot of stuff that we learned was what they're going to be doing at launch and going forward. Mm-hmm. So they kind of broke it up where they first talked about Disney, where they were going to be doing like a High School Musical, the musical, a Lizzie McGuire sequel / reboot with Hilary Duff, a Noelle movie with what's her name? Her name will come to me, but a lot of stuff that the Lady and the Tramp live action movie, which they showed us the trailer, which was funny. And fun fact, the dogs that are in the movie are rescue dogs. So they actually brought 2 of the dogs on stage, which was...
We'll be talking about that trailer separately.
Yeah, we'll talk about the trailer separately. But the stuff that I really was into was the Marvel stuff and the Star Wars stuff.
Surprise.
Marvel, Kevin Feige was there, and then he brought up a lot of the directors and writers for pretty much all the show that they were going to do. Mm-hmm. The one that intrigued me the most was the What If show. So that, if you didn't know, they're starting an animated show called What If. So that's based on the comic series. Basically, what if one little thing changed or was different, and how it, it spills out. Yeah. So they're actually
sort of like a different timeline.
Exactly.
A different reality dimension.
So Kevin Feige announced that they're going to do 23 episodes for all 23 movies.
Wow.
So he actually showed us some like a little trailer of it, which they didn't release, which looked amazing. So basically, we got to see what Peggy Carter would look like if she took the super soldier serum, and she became Captain Carter, and she was like all decked out in a Union Jack superhero outfit with the shield with the Union Jack on that. It looked incredible. They brought Haley Atwell out as well, and she was kind of thanking the fans for kind of keeping the Peggy Carter character alive for 10 years. Like, it's still hard to believe, like, this has been going on for that long, and she's been involved that long. But the What If stuff looked great. So I'm looking forward to that. They also talked about the WandaVision show. Mm-hmm. So they didn't, obviously none of these shows are actually shooting. But they brought the cast out, they brought the writer and director out, and they kind of showed us a concept of what they're trying to do. So the concept for the WandaVision show is kind of like a sitcom / Marvel movie type amalgamation, and they were like, they're not tell us how they're gonna do it. They're gonna leave that as a surprise. But the concept that they showed us was like a lot of the Dick Van Dyke show way back in the day, mixed with the Wanda and Vision scenes that we've seen already, mm-hmm. and kind of how they plan on using them, I guess. And then I guess the concept is going to be based on the comic book series of Vision, mm-hmm. When he was kind of pretending he was in a TV show, so that might play a part. Yeah. But that concept art it wasn't really concept art, but that concept sounds very interesting. Mm-hmm. We also learned that they're doing 3 new shows that they didn't announce before. They're doing Miss Marvel, and they're going to use this show to launch her into the movies. They're going to do Moon Knight, which they've been rumors about Moon Knight for years. We all thought that he was going to end up on the Netflix series, but now that Netflix and Marvel have disbanded, now he's going to be on Disney Plus, and a She-Hulk movie. So a She-Hulk series, yeah. So I'm curious how they're gonna do She-Hulk. Obviously, Bruce Banner is going to be involved in that, and I'm not sure how Jennifer Walters, if they're gonna stick with the same blood transfusion thing. Obviously, Kevin said she's still gonna be a lawyer doing all that in green. So.
In green.
Yeah, so I'm really excited. Those shows are probably gonna be a little more. Take some time, I think.
That'll be further down the line.
Yeah, because they're
like
obviously
they haven't shot anything.
Yeah, they haven't even cast those 3.
Right, it's just an announcement.
All the other shows they have, like they brought out Sebastian Stan and Sam Wilson. I'm sorry, not Sam Wilson. The character, the gentleman who plays Sam Wilson. I can't remember his name right now. Mm-hmm. They brought him out. Again, they didn't start shooting. They brought Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany out. They didn't start shooting. Mm-hmm. So it felt a little awkward. They're there just to like
be there.
They really can't say anything because they like the scripts have been written, but they haven't started shooting anything. So it's like they can talk about it, but only so much because obviously they don't want to give anything away. So it was really awkward because they're like, "Hi, we're here. We haven't started shooting, but we're here." Really can't say anything. We're excited, support. Yeah. And then like, all right, bye.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it was, unless it was the WandaVision concept or the What If trailer that they did show. So that was really exciting. Mm-hmm. They also showed, going back to Disney stuff, they showed a new series about for Toy Story 4 about Forky Asks Questions. So pretty much Forky's just going to be. If you've watched Toy Story 4, you know that Forky is made from trash, and he's very curious. So the whole series it's like a bunch of short films about him asking questions. So the trailer or scene that they showed us was asking Ham about money. because he didn't understand what money was and how money worked. So Hammond's giving him.
I don't either. So this will be very enlightening for me as well.
So Hammond gives him this very historical outlook on how money started and things like that, and Forky just doesn't get it.
Like, what?
So
trash?
That's pretty much exactly. So trash. So that's just kind of how the show is going to be.
Well, that's interesting because then there's also the World According to Jeff Goldblum show, which they announced on Disney Plus. We actually went to a panel, got to hear my buddy Jeffy, talk about the show, and it's very similar in that vein where every episode is just Jeff Goldblum sort of learning about a topic.
Yes.
So I think some of the ones that he said were
like
bicycles, ice cream, sneakers.
Yes. Tattoos,
makeup.
Yeah.
A few other ones. But yeah, that is kind of interesting that they're taking this more, educational kind of look. I mean, it is Disney, that was part of Walt Disney's vision is, educating and learning.
And they showed the trailer for that, which we'll do separately. But the idea, I liked him talking about it when we went to his panel specifically, is the fact that he didn't meet any of the people that he's talking to beforehand. Mm-hmm. So he kind of just jumping right into it, that subject topic, and kind of learning and having his perspective on it, which we all know Jeff Goldblum has a very unique perspective. So I'm looking forward to that show as well.
Right, and be sure to look out for our review and reaction to that trailer, which will be coming out soon.
Yes. Also, so they brought out Kathleen Kennedy, who was the president of Lucasfilm. She came out and she pretty much explained what they're doing for Disney Plus, which she said that by the end of the year, all of the Star Wars canon that we have available to us now will be available on Disney Plus. So you can watch the prequels, the sequels, the originals, all on Disney Plus. Also, she started to talk about The Mandalorian, which is going to be the new Star Wars show that will be available on launch. And we got to see the trailer of it. Jon Favreau was there. He brought the cast. The idea of The Mandalorian is that it takes place right after Return of the Jedi, right after the fall of the Empire. Mm-hmm. And basically it's like, well, not the celebration's over, what happens next? Mm-hmm. When bounty hunters are pretty much trying to control things. Mm-hmm. And what does that look like? Mm-hmm. When there's no one in charge. So I love the fact that we're actually going to see more of that time period, because they've kind of jumped over from where Return of the Jedi ended to The Force Awakens. Yeah. There's a lot of time in between this, so I'm glad that they're mining that now.
Definitely.
And we'll talk more about that when we do the Mandalorian trail, and you can look out for that on our channel coming soon. But the thing that got everybody most excited was when Ian McGregor came out. And there have been rumors about first it being a movie, and then now then they said it's not going to be a movie, and then now it's going to be a series. So when he came out, the place erupted, and he pretty much was like, I'm here to ask one question to Kathleen Kennedy. Am I going to be playing Obi-Wan Kenobi again? And then she said, yes. And he's like, it's about time. So the series is announced. There's no title yet. We don't know anything about it. We just know it's going to happen. When? Can't tell you because they didn't say. The also thing they announced was the Rogue One prequel series as well. So we're going to get I can't pronounce his first name, who played Cassian in Rogue One, and KTSO. So they're coming back. So it's going to be a prequel of kind of how they start. I'm assuming how they met, their relationship leading up to Rogue One. So obviously we're not going to have any of the characters that we met in Rogue One, but it's going to be that series is going to be leading into it. So they announced that. They didn't announce the name of it. They're going to start shooting that next year. But The Mandalorian is all shot, ready to go for November 12th.
Well, jumping back to Marvel, they also announced that our dear friend Jon Snow Kit Harington was cast in the Eternals.
The Eternals, which is nice.
So that's fun because he was kind of on a roller coaster of like, what am I doing with my life, and was in rehab for a while, and so it's nice that I like him. He seems like a decent guy and a good actor. So I'm glad that they picked him out of his slump, and he has something cool to do.
Yeah, because he was saying that like when he took the Jon Snow costume off for the last time, it felt like he was being skinned. Like that's just so
part of your identity.
Much of a part of him.
I can only imagine, yeah.
For like 8 years, or actually 9, almost 10 years. So I can understand why he, it's a hard thing to put aside. Yeah. But then for going from that to now pretty much the Marvel Universe, and not knowing a lot about his character or where this might take him, this might be another long journey he's on with this character. So I'm excited to learn more about that. And they announced that Black Panther 2 is coming out on May 6, 2022, which sounds like a long time from now, but it really isn't. And Ryan Coogler was saying that they want to get it right. So he pretty much they have an outline of he already presented an outline to Kevin Feige of what the story's gonna be, who the villain's gonna be, what the title is gonna be. So obviously Black Panther 2 is just a placeholder. It's not gonna be called that. It's gonna be called Black Panther something. A lot of the rumors are that Namor is going to be the villain of this movie because they can't make a Namor movie. His rights are still tied up with Universal, just like the Hulk. So they can't make a Namor movie, but he can be in a MCU movie. So the thread that they might be following is when Okoye in Endgame was talking about that volcano under the sea, not the volcano, the earthquake that happened under the sea, that might have been a tie or a nod to Namor, and something might happen. They battled before in the comics, so that could be the villain. Potentially, we don't know. As we get closer and closer and closer, we might find out more, but that's something to look forward to.
Yeah, there really was a lot. That's just Friday.
Yeah, that was just on Friday.
I mean, there really is a lot that a lot of content that we're gonna start getting. So
absolutely.
Very exciting. In terms of other things to see at D23, we did actually see a lot of really cool stuff. I have some pictures on my phone, which I'll put up for you guys. So first of all, they have a whole Disney Parks section.
Yes.
Where they're announcing different additions, changes, new rides that they're adding to parks all over the world. Yeah. So they made an announcement for Disney Tokyo. They're adding like part of the Magic Kingdom.
Yes.
Is coming in there, like Fantasy Springs or something. Disney Sea also is getting like some upgrades. The Tron ride is coming to Disneyland. Which is like a...
Really? We're getting it?
I think so, yeah.
Wow.
Because I think it already exists in Disney World.
Yeah, in
one of the...
It's in Shanghai.
One of the Disneylands somewhere. So it's either us or it's Orlando, but it's coming to America.
I'm sure it's Orlando.
Yeah, maybe. They have more space there.
Yeah, they really do.
So like, they had the little Tron scooter on display there, which was pretty cool. Nice to announce that. Obviously, it was a pretty big deal that they announced Avengers Campus, which is going to be the name of the Marvel area in Disneyland that used to be a Bug's Life area. So that is I think it's gone now already.
Yeah, it's already
They've already started construction because it looks like we're going to get Avengers Campus
next
soon.
year.
Next year.
Yeah, which is ambitious considering we have pictures of it, of what it's going to look like.
Right.
It looks very ambitious for it to, but they've already started construction on it. So they didn't really say what time next year, but if you had to take a guess, it probably would be sometime around this time next year.
Yeah.
So that looked incredible. So
I mean, they were definitely hinting a lot at some things that we might see in there.
Yeah.
In this like walkthrough area where it looks like they have a PIM Technologies kind of Easter egg with a pretzel. Stark Expo. There were all these like sort of holographic looking HUD images.
So there was a Spider-Man outfit, and there was also a spider drone as well.
Right, which is interesting to feel like, Spider-Man's still part of the theme park
and part of the future,
right?
Even
part
though
of the
his
future
cinematic
of parks, yeah.
feature is in question right now,
right? So that we found that to be pretty interesting, but it looks like it's going to be a really cool area.
It's also a Doctor Strange ride, rumored.
Right.
They had a scroll from Doctor Strange in there as well.
Yeah, so a lot of little Easter eggs in this. Like, nothing was like officially like, oh, here's what it's going to be. Yeah. But you walk around this little area and you kind of pick up these little clues on what we might see.
Yeah.
So that was really cool.
Yeah, one of the things is it's going to be in 3 parks. It's going to be in California, Tokyo, and Paris. Mm-hmm. So the idea is that if you go to any one of those 3 things, you kind of register as an Avenger type, and they kind of are trying to recruit you. Mm-hmm. So we're not 100% sure how that's going to work or what that's going to entail. I'm almost kind of envisioning like they're taking your picture, so then if you go to any one of the 3, you're kind of like in their system, kind of. I don't know.
Yeah, it said that they were going to be connected in some way.
Yeah, in some way, somehow.
And that you're part of this story.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, they also announced the new Star Wars hotel that they're building, which is actually going to look like a ship. And it is very, very expensive to stay there.
Yes.
But it's like an immersive experience.
Yes.
It seems to me like you can only go for 3 days, 2 nights.
Yes.
And that's your sort of vacation. Like, it sounds to me like you might not even have to like leave to go to the parks.
Probably not.
Because it is so incredibly immersive. It's supposed to look like you're literally out in space.
Yeah, like literally all the crew is going to be in character, like mm-hmm. you're on a ship.
Yeah. And similarly, you're part of this story.
Yes.
That unfolds around you. So we're not exactly sure what that story is or what that means, but it apparently is incredibly immersive.
And incredibly expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So we look for, they didn't give a time frame of when that was gonna be mm-hmm. in Orlando, but that's something that you can look forward to, and a lot of people. And I can understand the 3 days, 2 nights thing, because I'm assuming space is going to be limited, so they don't want people like staying there like for a week. Or maybe the idea is that the story that takes place
unfolds over the course
only unfolds during that time. So after that, like, or there's nothing else for you to do tonight. Get out of here so someone else
switch
can
hotels.
Do it. Yeah,
which is a little annoying.
Or I mean, maybe you just want to go there for the weekend, and that's what you do, and then you go about your business. So.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, more. I'm sure we'll hear more and see more of that. Like what the rooms might actually look like as they get.
I think I've seen some concept art. Let me see if I can find that for you guys. Here's where I'm going to put it if I can find it. If not, well then you can just look at my face. So also, this is really exciting for me because I'm a big Disney World fan. They talked a lot about changes that they're making to Epcot Center in Disney World. They revealed a new Epcot logo. So they're getting rid of the 90s one that was just a mess and so very 90s. And it's
about time for that.
Yeah, it's looking more like the original Epcot logo. They had this cool moving concept art screen. So they're showing you all these new things. There's going to be a Moana part of the park where it's called the Magic of Water, or the not Shape of Water. No. That's a different ride. And it's kind of like a walk-through area. They also had all these posters up, which are really cool designs. And there were 2 of them that were going to be released on Sunday in terms of what they were going to be adding to the park. But it has been rumored for a long time that Brazil is going to be another country that's going to be there. So hopefully on Sunday we'll get that information. But that's really exciting. It seems like they're, that's the park that everyone's kind of like, I didn't really go there. It really is a cool place, but it was sorely needing an update.
Yes.
Sorely needing an update. And it seems like they're focusing less on like the future, which is how it was initially built, and more about community and culture and connections.
Yeah.
Communication, stuff like that. So that'll be something that'll be really interesting to see as well.
Yeah, because I was actually down in Orlando not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago, and we went to Epcot Center, and I could easily say that we did a lot of the rides in half a day.
Yeah.
So
it's less of a ride.
Yeah, than an
part
experience.
Of the park.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one of the things that they're going to be doing is they're going to be taking the area. They used to have this in the 90s, and it was really cool. It was about like video games and playing and using technology to have fun.
Yeah.
And it's became so outdated so fast because, the technology just keeps getting better and better. So they did reveal some concept art of this. It almost looks like a kind of a really busy downtown area where you walk around and you just have fun. So it's not really like rides per se, but I think you will be able to explore different games, different gaming technologies, probably some VR, all that stuff. So that was in sore need of an update for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I totally agree.
What else? So that stuff about Epcot was pretty cool to me. Another thing that I really liked about walking around the con was seeing all the old memorabilia from Disney parks, or they had a lot of original cell art from movies like Sleeping Beauty, which would go for like $6,000. So it was really cool to see a lot of that stuff. They had some animatronics from the Tiki Room in Disney World.
Oh yeah.
Which are still operational. I guess they're going up on auction later this year. I want them so bad. They still sing.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. It was just really nice to walk around and just feel like you're surrounded by other Disney fans, in every way. So there's the Marvel, there's the Star Wars. Of course, people are dressed up. Yes. A lot of Disney princesses, which was so fun.
A lot of Disney.
A lot of really creative cosplay. So yeah, I would totally go back.
Yeah, I think the plan for us is to go back all 3 days next year. But just getting the feel of like being like how Alex said, being around people that are like the same stuff you like.
Yeah.
It was just really a positive environment to be around because you have people that are like into traditional Disney, into Marvel, into Star Wars, maybe just into newer parts of Disney animation stuff, or just the classic Disney films in general.
Or the parks.
All the parks. Yeah, so
there's
nice
emphasis on the parks.
There was something for everybody there, so you couldn't go in there and be like, oh, if I'm a Disney fan, they're not talking to me. There was something that talked to you there, regardless of how old you are or what part of Disney you're from. Like
lots of pins.
Oh my god. Galore. Like
galore.
You could get drowned in a sea of pins. There was so many pins.
Yeah.
I never got into that, but I can easily
see the appeal.
Yeah, easy to see the appeal, but easily like I don't want to get into it because it can be very addictive. Then you can't stop.
Yes. I know. I bought 6 pins yesterday.
No, so I don't want to do it.
They're pretty cheap there.
Anything else that we want to talk about that happened at D23?
No, I just think that, we're going to get some more information that's rolling out, and so that's exciting.
Yeah, I mean the park is going to be talked about on Sunday, so we might get more information about the future of what's going to happen specifically at the Disney parks on Sunday, because that's when their panel is going to be. So if something happens, obviously we're shooting this before that. We can put it in the comments below.
Yeah.
If anything really important that we maybe we just talked about it briefly here, but we get more information on Sunday, we can leave it in the comments below.
All right.
But
so yeah, I'm curious if you're watching this video, were you there?
Yes.
Did you get to see any of the panels? There were a couple of other things that we saw that we just didn't talk about. They had a lot of original costumes, like Jack Sparrow's costume, Maleficent. That was a really cool section of to
we saw Cruella de Vil's car that was was in Once Upon a Time and in the movies. Yeah. That was nice. We saw all the heroes and villains costumes, which was amazing.
I met Don Hahn, who is like the producer of all the Renaissance Disney movies, so that was really cool. Obviously, we got to see Jeff Goldblum. I also got to hear Eric Goldberg and what's the other guy's name? I can't remember. Talk about animating The Lion King and Pocahontas, and just hear these anecdotes. It really was fun to walk around and see everything. So if you were there, what did you all see? Did you buy any pins? Did you walk home with any other cool merch, and will you be going back? Are you there today, maybe? Today's Saturday as of shooting this.
Yeah.
Or maybe you're going to be there Sunday for the release of all the Disney Parks information. So
or maybe you're going to be there all 3 days.
Ooh, crazy.
Lucky you.
Are you cosplaying? Yeah.
Yes.
Let us know if you're there. If you're not there, definitely look out for the trailer reviews that we're going to be doing with some of the stuff that Sean saw at the Disney Plus panel.
And then also, if you weren't able to go, what was your favorite thing that Disney announced? Was it some of the Marvel stuff? Was it the Disney Plus stuff in general? If you went on Friday, if you're talking about something on Saturday, the live action stuff that they're doing. If it's on Sunday, anything about the parks. What was your favorite thing about the D23 announcements that came about? So let's start the conversation below. Also, like, subscribe, do all those great things. Make sure to share this video with all your friends. Make sure to hit that notification bell to be notified when we do our next review on the trailers or movie reviews, or we go to an event like D23. But until next time, I'm Sean.
I'm Alex. Thanks for joining us.
Disney Plus, November 12th.